Right, so that's the finished article, all looking lovely. I did manage to put a little nick in it here, which I did afterwards. So I'm going to have to dob a bit of TIG weld on there before it all gets finished up and whatnot. But if you look at this face, it's all been milled nice and flat, and I just went over it with a DA just to take all the real sharp corners off, because powder coat does not like sharp corners. One little knock and you'll get a lovely chip. So it's all just been radiused with a little DA. But it's all nice and smooth. If you look at it from that way, there's no nasty gouging or anything else. It's all lovely and flat, and it's just plain and simple looking, which is what we're after. I have given it a squirt of primer, just because Steve-O is on about getting these powder coated. So I figured it might be an idea just to see what it looks like as a darker colour. It's not black, I know that, but you know, at least it will give them an idea. What I'm probably going to do is have a go at the bottom one next and just dress all that in. There's a couple of little screw holes, bolt holes that aren't going to be needed anymore, so I'll TIG over those and dress all that back. But I'm probably going to do a brush finish on that one, just because that way you can see the difference between the two finishes and decide which way he wants to go. If you haven't got a mill, you can do this by hand, you know, a grinder, DA, file, whatever you want sort of thing. You can do it. Just, you know, don't use a Steve-O. Right then. Let's get the wheel out, I suppose, eh? Right then. Okay, so that's it all stripped down. Basically, it just needs a clean up and stuff. If you look at it from the front, no casting flash here, dirty grey casting flash there. This bit is a different shape to that bit, just because of the casting flash. Where it's all seated right, you've got burrs in it and nicks in it and all sorts of silliness going on. We've got a hole there that's threaded, don't know what used to go on there. Could have been a clip for like the brake line, or you know, down to the splitter or something like that. We've got this doohickey here, that's going. What I want to do is just make it plain. So sort out, you can see the big ridges and everything else here. So all that's just going to go. I just want to have it absolutely plain. So I'll fill that hole in with TIG. I'll just break the TIG out, fill it full of some alley weld again, dress it all up. We'll do it on the inside as well, because that's just, why would you do the outside and not the inside. Got a couple of mounting points here. We could probably use those to make up some sort of clip and clamp or whatever to route lines and whatever else we need to, basically. Brake line is going to be coming down the back of it, so you know, I can come off here and come out the back and have some sort of arrangement. I just want it real plain and simple looking. Don't know about this, that's bent anyway. That's going. But we're just going to get them down to just being a basic plain set of bottom yokes that hasn't got dinks and nicks and casting flashes in. Oh look, it just turned up. These are the replacement brake calipers for Asbo. Hey, don't look bad. Where's my cloth? I mean, these are obviously all going to get stripped down and sorted and cleaned up and everything now. It looks like they have given them a bit of a clean. It came from a Bike Breakers, just through eBay basically. Still got brake pads. I don't know why they send out stuff like this. It's still got brake pads in. But it don't look bad, look. Oh no, can you see that? I'll try and do the zoomy thing. This will all get dressed off anyway, because it's not a trumpet. All the springs and everything else looking nice, Nick. There's no gouges and guffs in it. So it's not like it's been down the road and these have all got scraped up and stuff. Still got brake pads in it. Pistons don't look too bad. We'll have all them out anyway when I split the calipers and stuff. Where's the forks? Let's see if they fit. Please be 83mm. Oh yes. Spot on, that'll do it. Right, that'll work. So this is all for Asbo, like I say, so you ain't going to see any of this in this playlist. Not me working on it anyway. But this weren't bad. 75 quid it cost for 2 calipers. He did send the banjo bolts as well, but they're ropey as hell. They would be getting replaced, whatever. But all the bolts and fixings and everything else is all there, which is sweet. They don't look bad. There's no, I mean, it's just grot and grub and everything else. By the time all this lot gets shot blasted, and then, you know, I take out all these little casting flashes and, you know, just nastiness, dress all that down just so it's nice and flat and just smooth. They're going to be all right. The piston is looking really good, Nick, actually. There's a tiny little bit of rust on the lead in it, but yeah, that's just rubbing off. So that is going to be ideal. Yeah, we might be pumping the pistons out hydraulically. We know how to do that. We've done that before. Sweet. 33mm ish. Right. After the last video, there was a few little comments and stuff about my thoughts on the shit blaster, because it is shit, it is rubbish. It just gets filthy, all this dust and everything else just pouring out of it. I want to get it sorted. So anyway, there was a couple of comments. It was, who was it? Mark Connor, he was one. He tipped in about cyclones and stuff, so I looked into them, and that's the route that we're going to go. And then there was Kenny, it's not Kincaid, Kenny Cat Kined. I'm sure it's, I don't know, it's something like that. But anyway, he's got a load of this Hoover hose stuff, and the pictures that he sent, you know, with the sizing and everything else, looks the same as this. So I reckon we could come up with a plan here. So what we've got, we've hatched a plan. I've got a cyclone on the way. That was dirt cheap. It's like 15 quid or something. But it's just a piece of plastic that's a certain shape basically. So what we've got is an output here, which is 64 mil, and we're gonna have hose coming off of that, going down to this cyclone thing, which is going to sit on top of this. This is going to be my catch tank. This is just the bucket that the blasting media came in. So I'm going to drill a hole and bolt it on top of here. Hose goes into that. The other hose comes off and it's going to go into my crappy little Henry Hoover, which isn't even a Henry Hoover. I think it needs blowing out a bit first though, because it's not been used in ages and it's grubby as hell. But we're going to have a filtration system. Apparently these cyclones stop 99% of all this. So we'll give it a go and we'll see. Real cheap upgrade, but if it saves all this mess, I hate working in grub, I really do. So that'll be quite nice, and you won't get choked when you're doing it. But look, this is all, oh, it's terrible. Right, so the other thing is that I've got the connectors on this. I can't find the reducers the right size, and certainly not through 90 degrees. So there's a fella that I work with who's one of them machine fixer-uppers. We break it, he comes and fixes it, so we have to carry on working. But anyway, he's got into all this 3D printing, and he's got a 3D printer. So I've drawn a plan as to what I want, and he's going to 3D print me the connectors that I need, and hopefully we can sort all this out. I just need to sort this glass out and some lighting in it as well. I feel another eBay session coming on. Right, that's the screw hole gone. I've still got to do the other side. You can see in there it's all been welded as well. I just need to dress it up and make it look nice, really. Real simple. Basically, with tiny little die grinder bits, you just grind well, this is what I do. Just grind out a little area around it and down the threads, because obviously you want to get in there and they're going to be covered in this layer of oxidization as well. Give it a good clean with acetone, and then you just start building up a weld. And once you've got it going all the way around the outside, then you can start forcing it down through the middle as well, because your TIG torch is never going to get in the middle of the thread. Do the same on both sides. You get really good penetration. You end up with a little dome you can dress down. So just, you know, took the top off with a die grinder and finished it off with a belt grinder. It's not perfect, but we've still got quite a way to go on this yet. So, what next? Might as well chop that off, I suppose. Yeah, let's do that. Right then. It never works. Right, hopefully you're going to get the sense of what I'm trying to do. Still quite a long way to go on it, but we are sort of getting there. Even the bits that are supposed to be flat ain't flat. You can see across here all these little ridges and ripples and stuff. If you go over it with a DA, it just kind of hits all the high spots and it leaves the low spots, and there's quite a few low spots, you can feel them. And that's just like one glance, so I haven't taken any material off of it. All I'm trying to do is to dress it down and get rid of casting flashes and kind of even everything out. No, we've got a little bit of a dip there. We haven't got one here. There is a bit of a dip there. And that's just sort of what I'm trying to do, sort of smooth it all out, get it all nice and even. So even this goes in and out. As far as I'm not changing the position of holes or anything else like that, and I'm trying to do it taking off the least amount of material that I can, because obviously this is holding your forks on. But I do want to try and get it more even than it is, because at the minute it's shocking. So quite a lot to do. Right, well, I'll get a brush metal finish on it, that's easy. But right. I want all the lines to go in the same direction, but because it's just a stupid bloody shape, and it's got the steering stem in the middle and all that malarkey, I can't get the part in on the wheel at an angle where I can get all the lines to go the same direction all over it. And that's just going to do my head in. That is probably going to do my head in. So, I think I'm going to have to primer it just because I want it all in the same direction. If I can't do that, I'm doing something else. Oh yeah, I need to make a stand for this as well, I think. Just like a pedestal stand. I'm not sure where I'll stick it, but I'll stick it on the floor somewhere, just because it's going to be, thinking about it, when I get into polishing, this is going to make a right mess. And having it here just in the best place. So I'm going to be making a stand for that. Alright, before I get carried away and start priming this, we've got to sort out some lock stops. At the minute, the frame has still got this chunk on it at the front, which serves as the lock stops on the standard Bandit, and that would obviously marry up with some pegs and stuff on the bottom yoke. However, this is a GSX 1000 front end, so it ain't got any, and it just clatters into it. Will go all the way back to the frame, and it's going to hit the oil cooler, and I can't have that. So all I've done is I've duct taped on this stupid oil cooler surround, which is still doing my head in. I just want to mark out basically how much travel we want without hitting anything. Do I shove the top one on? I might as well, eh? No, it ain't gonna help. Duh. Right, how much space do we want? I mean, whatever turning circle he ends up with is what he ends up with. Because he's got a bloody great oil cooler on the front of it, so I reckon he wants to be about there. Ish. Right, where's my square? Square and a Sharpie. Yeah, it's going to be about there, I think. So we're going to need some sort of block. That goes on there. Like that. That'll do it. How far back can it come? Could even get, probably less is more, I would say. Just going like that. However thick it is, I'll mark it up. Right. So I've got a position of 1. I'll just have to mirror it for the other side. It shouldn't be too hard. Cut up some alley, and I'll have to TIG it on and dress all that in again. Well, you're going to make a right mess at the top of this. Right, did I really need to go through all that palaver of milling this and facing it off? Of course I didn't. At the minute I'm just using any opportunity I can to practice, because I'm going to be doing you know, rear sets and stuff like that. So just, you know, simple skills like squaring up a piece of stock and taking it down to size and all that kind of stuff. If I get the chance, I'm just doing it. Just because, you know, you end up doing a better job and it'll all be good. Right, just going to shove this through the bandsaw and wreck everything that I just did. Well, actually, why did I put that away? How big do we want it? Right, so all that cocking about and I end up with 2 tiny little bits of alley that's all perfectly square and exactly the same size. Pointless. Machining for the sake of machining. But for me it is good practice. So they're going to be going like that. One there, one there. Just need to mark this position over here. Then I can tick it in place. I think I'm probably going to take the corner off first. I'll just grind that off. I've had me fun and games with the mill. Right, that was a bloody nightmare. But we have got them on, as you can see. So basically 2 lock stops. There is still a few little nicks and dinks I need to go in and sort out, but I'm surprised I haven't got more actually. When I was tigging it, the castings were horrible. So, and you never really know what you're going to get in a casting, ever. You know, it's made up of like, I don't know, crossed up baked bean tins and mangled foot pegs from crashed bikes, and also it's just mystery metal number 7 basically. So when you're tigging it, you get all this junk and rubbish and just nastiness floating up in the puddle. And it's no good because it all goes porous basically, so you have to get rid of it. So I was running the TIG with more cleaning than I ordinarily do. So this is where direction of current is basically out of the workpiece and into the torch versus the other direction. So that kind of forces all the sludge and debris and everything else out. And then you have to, just dob a little bit of filler in there, work it into the porosity, and then sort of try and build on that and spread it throughout the porosity. But it's a nightmare doing cast. I hate it. But it's all done, and it's all dressed down, and it don't look too bad. Not by a long shot. I honestly thought it was going to be worse than that, but I think we got away with it. So happy days. So what I'm going to do now, I think, I'm going to have a quick scoot about and tidy up because I've got stuff everywhere. And then I'm going to give it a squirt of primer and see what it looks like. And then I'm going home for my dinner. Oh, Andy. Yeah, I might be ordering another t-shirt, mate. This one's got holes in. Right, that's it. They're done. They actually came out a treat, actually. I'm quite pleased with that. Lock stops look all right. They don't look out of place. It's not like it's something that's just been bolted on. It's all part and parcel of the casting. It's all radiused in as well, so that'll keep the powder coater happy. But no, I mean, they look quite good, I think, with the colour on them rather than just brushed. I reckon they'll work a treat. Look the part anyway. So, Steve will be happy. He's getting them powder coated. I quite like them that way. You can get little Scotch-Brite mops that go on a drill, or like on a Dremel, or I've got Scotch-Brite pads. I could have just done it by hand, but it's an awful lot of fuss and faff just to show him what it could look like if he wanted to have brushed. For him then just to turn around and go, no, I want powder coat. So he's having them powder coated. I don't care, it's his bike. He knows what he wants. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with them. They're just real plain and simple looking, which is what we wanted. I hate having brackets that don't go anywhere. There's loads on the frame that's got to go. I'm having them off, out with the angle grinder, and they're going. But I can't do any of that until the engine's out of the frame. So anyway, massive thank you to our Patreons. You would have seen their names pop up earlier on. They've all jumped on board. Some have gone VIP and all that, and it's brilliant. I thought, oh, we might get 1 or 2, but no, there's quite a few people jumping. So huge thanks to those folks for your support and stuff. It really is appreciated. Like I say, I'm not one to hold my hand out at all. If you want to be a Patreon, brilliant. But if you don't, just keep watching the videos. That's it. Fine. Have it. That supports us anyway. Makes it all worthwhile. So yeah, thank you very much. Steve-O was supposed to be down this weekend. Ian, he's coming down next weekend because he swapped weekends with his girls. So you'll see him next week. We are supposed to be packed and at the airport now. We're supposed to be going on holiday. Canary Islands, believe it or not. I ain't going there. You couldn't pay me to go there at the minute. We had obviously it all kicked off in Spain and everything. They've all gone into lockdown again. So poke it, I'm not going. Much to the other half's disgust. Jake wasn't very happy, but yeah. So anyway, I've got the week off, which means I'm going to be in here doing some more bits and pieces, and I'm probably going to make a start on the foot pegs. I think I'm going to make up a base plate. Ain't going to be the real thing. I'll just knock it up out of some steel. But Steve-O and his gammy knee, he can't have the pegs where they are at the minute, so we need to move them. And all I've got to do is make the mounting plate, one on each side. So I'm just going to mock something up out of steel that we can just drill holes in until he's happy with where the foot peg is, and then I'll get some allium and machine it up properly. So that's probably going to be the next thing, I would think. But we'll see when he comes down. We're going to try a load of bits and pieces on the bike. He needs to give us the okay on that. And we sort of decide where we go from there. But anyway, that's it. Thank you ever so much for watching. Really, really, really do appreciate it. Hope you're staying safe. And we'll see you again next time. Laters!